The following program is a SUTV student production. The views expressed are not necessarily those of Salisbury University, the University System of Maryland, its regents, administration, officers, employees, or representatives.
Coming up tonight, we look at an off-campus burglary that has university police warning students to pay closer attention to their surroundings.
Also, Aaron Cahill talks with an Education Abroad advisor and tells us all the opportunities the Studying Abroad program has to offer students.
And we dissect a fraternity's hazing incident making national headlines and the striking details just recently revealed from the university. This is SUTV Evening News.
Tonight, I'm Taylor Rogers.
And I'm Sarah Gisriel. We begin our Monday night newscast with an update on a university issue discussed across the nation. More shocking hazing behavior from Salisbury's fraternity life has been revealed with the release of disturbing documents from the school itself. Salisbury Greek life was thrust into the spotlight last December after the release of an article in Bloomberg News that detailed a former student's hazing experience. The article also deemed the organization as the most dangerous fraternity in America. Newly released documents of members of other Salisbury frats reveal photos of frat members posing with a passed-out woman in a bathtub, boasting about beating members, and allegations of forcing pledges to take ice baths, drinking excessively, and driving at high speeds without seatbelts. Unaware to the majority of the campus community, these incidents actually occurred within the past couple years. Vice President of Affairs at Salisbury University commented on the offenses by stating, "We are looking at teachable moments as we look at our judicial and hearing process in order to hold a student accountable and to educate them to be more successful in life." All of the fraternities involved in the newly released incidents are serving their suspensions from the school. SAE will be up for readmittance to the school in 2015.
Early Saturday morning, an intruder entered a home on Varisty Lane approximately 1 mile from the university. The occupants of the home were woken up by the sound of an intruder, and he left immediately after seeing one of the occupants. University police said the suspect was about 30 to 40 years old, black male, wearing dark jeans and a gray hooded sweatshirt. In the email sent across campus, SU police recommended some safety tips for the residents, including keeping all doors locked, do not leave spare keys outside of your home, and do not approach an intruder if he intrudes in your home. And call the police if it's the first sign of the suspicion. If you have any information on this burglary, please contact your campus police at 410-543-6222.
And on a lighter note, you can now nominate your favorite faculty mentor for the Outstanding Research Mentor Award. This award will recognize a faculty supervisor who has provided growth in a student's research or creative work. Submit all applications to Dr. Dana Price from the SU Student Research Conference by March 13th. And many students want to travel at some point in their life, but you may be unaware you can travel while getting an education.
Aaron Cahill brings us a story tonight about the Study Abroad seminar featured during last week's Commuter Connections.
A big part of the college experience is taking advantage of studying across the world. Salisbury University offers many different study abroad programs for different majors and minors. Noah Habashi talks to us at the Commuter Connection seminar about those academic programs available to students here.
You could go for January, you could go for a semester, you could go for a summer program. If you go for a semester, usually it's similar to the cost of a semester here at SU. And so really just trying to help people realize that this is a viable option. This doesn't have to be something that's super expensive, that you can go, you can learn, you can spend time in a different culture, understand life in a different part of the world.
Mr. Habashi went further to explain the benefits of learning in another country and how it will help improve your cultural understanding of the world.
It's been interesting talking to a lot of students, and they talk about, oh, it changed my life, it changed my life. That's what we're talking about. Okay, so but how? And helping them try and figure that out. And a lot of it is, just how you see the world. It's almost like these blinders have been taken off, and you realize, hey, there's a whole other world, and that shapes your perspective, and that can shape your priorities in life, and that can shape your career objectives and how you relate those to employers, how you relate to the people around you.
If interested, visit the Study Abroad website on salisbury.edu/studyabroad. The application consists of a 300-word essay, an unofficial transcript, and a recommendation letter. This is Aaron Cahill reporting for SUTV News.
Thanks, Aaron. If interested in studying abroad this year, deadline for the summer semester's applications are March 1st and March 15th for the fall.
That's something that definitely looks great on your resume.
And it's just a great experience in general, honestly.
Yeah, I wish someday I could do that.
Absolutely. Well, if you haven't got a chance to read the campus newspaper from this week, Jamie Potter has all of the Flyers' top stories for us tonight.
This is Jamie Potter with this week's edition of This Week in the Flyer. Mitchell Northam warns that soon even those over 21 won't be able to buy alcohol of 190 proof. In his front page article titled State Senate Approves Everclear Ban, Northam quotes different people's opinions on the ban, including students and liquor store owners. He writes that some say this is a slippery slope. Jacob Troxell writes about the journey to success of one of our own in his article titled SU alumni Dan Quinn wins Super Bowl. Troxell writes how the Seahawks defense coordinator started as a college athlete paying attention to coaches of all different sports. He writes how he went from coaching college teams to the NFL. Justin McClure writes about Purdue's annual opportunity for entrepreneurs in his article titled Business Competition Offers Up to $50,000 in Prizes. McClure says all majors are welcome as long as they can make a poster, a pitch, and a business plan. To learn more about the competition, flip to page 2 of this week's flyer. In the editorial section, Alyssa Molina writes about the African Student Association's Mr. and Mrs. Pageant in an article titled My Experience Judging the Quest to Royalty. To find out who won and how they were chosen, check out this article. In the Goal Life section, a student's story is told. Ashley Chafin's article titled From Carlos to Kaylee follows the struggles and strides of a transgender at Salisbury University. That's all for this week's edition. Now to Sarah and Taylor.
Welcome back. We now look at what's at the fitness craze that has found its way onto our college with Health Conscious College. The University Fitness Center on campus offers a variety of free fitness classes for SU students. One of the most popular classes that UFC offers is Zumba. Zumba is a Latin dance-based fitness class that incorporates elements of salsa, merengue, reggaeton, mambo dances. UFC instructor Chelsea Kamel explains the kind of Zumba offered at our university.
I'm certified in Zumba Basic 1. Basically any person, if they're a Zumba instructor, they make up their own class. No one tells us like what we need to do. If I hear a song I like, then I'll just choreograph to it and make sure it's easy enough for everyone to follow.
Working out can sometimes feel like a never-ending mountain climb or chore for some people. Zumba ventures outside the mundane world of running on a treadmill or doing endless crunches.
Well, after teaching Zumba, I really don't want to do any other mode of fitness because riding a bike or walking on a treadmill, it bores me. So the music's blaring, you have like your friends doing the class with you, which is one of the real big pluses. Like group exercise actually is proven to help people lose weight because they're doing it with their friends. And it's just supposed to be a good time. You're not even supposed to feel like you're working out. You're supposed to feel like you're at a bar dancing.
For those who feel like they lack the courage or dancing skills to enjoy Zumba, Chelsea offers these words.
Everyone's in there for the same reason. Everyone is trying to lose weight or keep in shape, and being self-conscious about how you look, everyone probably feels that way. And that's one of the reasons I face the mirror and not face them, so they don't get like nervous that I'm watching them. If they're not comfortable with something, they can do whatever they want, really.
For SUTV reporting, I'm Sarah Gisriel.
And if you're wondering if the warm weather will be returning to campus, Emily Lewis is here with the approaching pressure systems that you can expect to see within the next few days.
Thanks, guys. This week's weather has been pretty crazy. We saw spring-like temperatures last weekend in the 50s and even 60 degrees. Today on campus, however, the winter conditions returned and we saw a high of 43 degrees with really blustery winds. Tonight, the trend will continue with a low around 17 degrees. The wind that we saw today was due to a dry cold front that passed through our area this afternoon. The wind should die down by tomorrow, but this Arctic air from the north will leave temperatures very cold, maybe a high of 28 degrees, 30 degrees if we're lucky. Tomorrow night, some clouds will show up, but the temperatures will continue to stay cold with a low around 18 degrees. So this is the dry cold front that I was talking about. Right now it's situated just off the coast of Delmarva. What we really want to pay attention to is the high pressure that's going to move into our area tomorrow. This will bring plenty of sunshine for the start of the weekend. So here's the Arctic air coming down from Canada. It's coming down, and that's what's bringing our temperatures to be really cold. You can see some air moving up towards the coast from the Gulf of Mexico, which could cause some storms later on in the weekend. So this is the high pressure. This is tomorrow around 4 p.m. The high pressure will be situated off the coast. What's important to notice is the low pressure. That's what we really want to pay attention to. By Sunday night, Monday, this could move into Delmarva and bring some rain with us. Okay, so our 7-day forecast. Tomorrow's going to be really, really cold. High of 28 degrees, low around 12 tonight. Saturday, maybe some snow, rain showers in the morning, but after that, pretty much sunny until Sunday night. Sunday night is when you're going to see the clouds move in, and that's the storm that's going to come in on Monday. So Monday, definitely we're going to expect some showers. North of us, we're going to see a lot of snow and ice storms, but I think right now that we'll just be seeing rain here in Salisbury. Tuesday, Wednesday, the sun begins to return, and the end of next week is a little fuzzy right now depending on some storm tracks that we see. So this is what we're going to be seeing Sunday into Monday. Like I said, you have the warm air coming from the Gulf of Mexico, and you have the cold air coming down from Canada, which is going to meet in the middle and cause a huge snow and ice storm for the Northeast. Just below us, we're just below it, so we should just be seeing rain, but there should be some great temperature contrast from here to the storm, so we'll see how that goes. And that's this week, this weekend outlook and weather. So thanks, back to you guys.
Thanks, Emily. The weather has certainly been interesting this semester, don't you think?
I'm just hoping last weekend's weather returns. I miss running outside.
Exactly. Well, right after the break, Amanda Newman will highlight everything that happened this week in SU sports. We'll be right back. This is SUTV Evening News. Thanks again for joining us. With the conclusion of the Winter Olympics in Sochi this past weekend, let's take a look back and see how the countries all ranked in medals.
Russia inherited their homeland pride and comes out on top, earning 33 medals altogether. This makes the first time since 1952 a country has hosted and swept the medal count.
The United States falls in fourth of medal accumulation with 28 total, and this makes history by sweeping the medal podium for the slopestyle skiing competition, winning gold, silver, and bronze. The last time that happened for our country was in 2002. Isn't it amazing to see the level of competitiveness from these athletes?
Yeah, it's really made for a really great Winter Games this year.
Yes, it definitely has.
And even though we have 4 years until the next Olympic Winter Games, you won't have to wait to hear what's going on in SU sports. Here's Amanda with your sports update. Amanda?
Wow, what a busy weekend and week at SU. The men's basketball season came to an end after losing 78-74 in overtime to Christopher Newport on Tuesday evening. Senior Dominic Milburn scored a team high with 17 points, along with Brandon Wilkerson with 14 points and Tim Harwood with 13 points. Freshman Gordon Jeter scored 6 points and had a team high of 7 rebounds. Congratulations to the women's basketball team for beating St. Mary's College of Maryland Tuesday night by a score of 73-59. Junior Sarah Seep had a team high of 23 points. The Seagulls are playing Christopher Newport this evening. Baseball had a huge victory, 17-0 over our rival Washington College. Juniors Kyle Heyman and Bobby Sanzos had finished the game with 3 hits. This weekend, the Seagulls will be hosting State University of New York at New Paltz in a 3-game set beginning with a doubleheader on Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Softball improved their record to 4-0 after a 9-0 victory over Roanoke and an 8-0 win over Williams Peace. They will be playing at home this weekend. Women's lacrosse beat Stevenson University 8-6. Junior midfielder Bethany Bear had a team high of 3 goals. Senior goalie Ashton Wheatley had 7 saves against the Mustangs. The Seagulls will be playing Catholic University of America this Saturday at 1 p.m. at Seagull Stadium. And the number 4 men's lacrosse team proved that Mother Nature could not affect them. They had a 20-5 victory over McDaniel College yesterday. Senior Luke Phillips finished the game with a team high of 4 goals. Salisbury led McDaniel with not only a 10-1 lead at halftime, they were 29 for 4 on shooting, 11 for 13 on faceoffs, and 22 for 9 on ground balls. Salisbury will travel to the number 19 ranked Gettysburg this Saturday afternoon. And now back to Taylor.
Thanks, Amanda. And to see what's going on local, state, and national politics, here's Sarah Wood with your government update.
Now for your government update. An Arizona bill that would have allowed businesses to refuse service to gays, lesbians, bisexuals, and transgender customers based on the concept of religious conviction continues to be controversial. The Arizona legislature passed this bill last Thursday, but was vetoed yesterday by Governor Jan Brewer. One argument stated this bill would have allowed religious freedom to business owners, while some argued it would have permitted discrimination. And some students will take Annapolis for the USM State Lobby Day rally this Friday as they go to voice support for full funding for higher education in Maryland. This past Tuesday night, the City Council met up with citizens of Salisbury for another Coffee with Your Council meeting. Council members briefly discussed prior concerns of Salisbury citizens, then opened the floor to the public to address questions. Mayor Ireton was in attendance to mention 2 upcoming events, Stop the Violence and the State of the City. We also caught up with 2 candidates for County Council at large.
Living or different things, and if we don't get all sides of the story, we can't make effective legislation. So it's really important that people get involved, students get involved, come and talk to us.
City and the county both need input from the university, from the students, and we look at the students as being the future of Salisbury.
That's all for your government update tonight. Now back to you, Taylor and Sarah.
Sarah, the Poultry Fair Share Act that will tax farmers on an estimated total of $27 million total was voted on by the Senate on Tuesday. The bill has already seen heavy opposition from groups like the Maryland Department of Agriculture as well as the Maryland Farm Bureau. Valerie Connolly, the Director of Government Affairs, commented, "We don't think it's a fair share tax, and it would be the first time in the state's history that we started taxing production." The Director of Government Affairs, Valerie Connolly. Governor Martin O'Malley has already made promises to local farmers that he will veto the bill if it passes through the delegate and Senate floors. Well, since it is Thursday, it is only fitting for our TBT segment tonight. This is where we address the historic moments that occurred on February 27th throughout the years. In 1827, a group of masked and costumed students danced throughout the streets of New Orleans, thus beginning the Mardi Gras celebration.
And after the tragic news of Shirley Temple's death a few weeks ago, on this day in 1936, Temple received a contract from 20th Century Fox, paying the 7-year-old an unprecedented $50,000 per film. Temple starred in many films like Baby Burlesques, Little Miss Marker, and her infamous musical number in Stand Up and Cheer.
Last week, we brought to you student reactions of the demolition of Carruthers Hall. Beginning in the fall 2014, students will see an 8-foot chain-link fence around the lot where Carruthers once stood.
In its place will rise the 4-strong academic commons. Jeffrey Downs, Director of Capital Projects for the university, gave us an idea of what students will see inside this new gathering space. If everything goes as planned, Salisbury University plans to open the doors to the academic commons in the fall of 2016. Well, you know, I heard that this academic commons that they're going to be having is going to have maybe a new library, a new commons in general as far as eating, and I think that would be very beneficial for everyone on this side of campus, not all the way by GUC.
I'm sure it will. Too bad I'm graduating. I won't get to experience any of that.
And I'll be graduated by the time.
Oh, that's just our luck. Exactly. Thanks, Salisbury. Thank you for joining us tonight, and make sure to tune in on Monday at 7 for more news updates.
From all of us here at SUTV Evening News, good night.